Halloween really is a wonderful time of year. Spooky stuff everywhere, pumpkin-flavored everything, Halloween parties, trick-or-treating, haunted houses, and the most important part, staying inside and watching TV.
Yeah, my life is sad.
Watching regular TV shows? Watching Halloween specials?
Yeah!
Halloween specials are, well, special. You only get to watch them once a year. Even some that maybe aren't so good get a pass because, hey, at least it's special. Freeform's The 31 Days of Halloween doesn't happen every day. Just 31 of them. But what makes watching specials even more special? Seasonal commercials. I love these things, and I'm sure I'm on a most wanted list for saying that. Nothing gets me more in the Halloween spirit than commercials telling me to buy stuff. I can't get enough of these.
This time of year feels like Christmas, but if there was some October spooky or equivalent of it.
Wait. As a kid, one of my favorite channels to watch during the spooky season was Cartoon Network. So many great Halloween specials, and they really put a lot of effort into making some really cool commercials to go alongside them.
Now, I don't have a natural transition here, so just stick with me for a minute and I promise this will make sense.
In 1999, the Blair Witch Project released, a horror movie that started the trend of those found footage movies. These kinds of movies were everywhere for a while, and while I've seen a few of the films inspired by it, I never actually got around to seeing the Blair Witch Project. It always seemed like the kind of movie that was probably pretty good, but would have been greatly improved had it starred Scooby Doo characters instead.
Oh, finally.
Approximately 1,400 hours, state and federal authorities uncovered a duffel bag in the woods. Said bag contains 24 hours of Scooby Doo episodes.
On Halloween night, 1999, Cartoon Network hosted a Scooby Doo marathon. The Blair Witch Project had become a big hit earlier in the year, so they decided to make a full 20-minute parody of the Blair Witch with Scooby Doo, using a combination of live action and animation. It was split up into short segments that aired during commercial breaks throughout the marathon, with the full thing airing all together at the end.
It's kind of strange that they do a Scooby Doo special based off of an R-rated horror movie, but I don't know, it makes sense to me. It seems like a good fit.
Anyway, I'm gonna go watch it now. It starts out by introducing the characters, and wow. The animated characters with the live-action setting and props actually looks really good.
That's Norville Rogers.
It's Shaggy! Like nobody calls me Norval!
What's the matter, Norville?
Guess I always just assumed his real name was Shaggy.
The gang goes around and starts interviewing people, asking them what spooky things they saw.
It was puffy, it was globby or something, I don't know what you want to call it. A ghost of a Civil War soldier.
Giant radioactive cat over by the nuclear plant.
You kids stay away! Those woods are cursed! I never go near them!
I sincerely hope I grow up to be just like that guy someday.
One thing I want to briefly mention is that this is actually a pretty funny special. They didn't slack on the writing.
They look different!
What are you talking about?
Like, I don't know. Things just look more realistic.
We are now leaving the van and going into the woods. Bye,
Hi, Van. Like, why do we have to always do these things when it's almost dark?
I also really like how they hold objects off camera to show the characters interacting with them. I know they did this because of limited time and budget, but it feels a lot more personal and intimate than your usual Scooby-Doo episode. It makes the whole thing feel much spookier.
Which is probably why the found footage style caught on in the first place, but as with most things, it's so much cooler when Scooby-Doo does it.
Now we're putting the stakes up to hold the tent.
Will you please put the camera down, Velma? It might be easier without it.
Well, I don't want to miss anything.
Shut it off!
Anyway, while the gang is sleeping out in the woods, they start to hear some spooky sounds from outside the tent, and in the morning they find Scooby snacks all around the campsite. These look so much better on the box. Also, since I looked this up in preparation for this video, I've been seeing this ad everywhere. It won't leave me alone. They all get lost in the woods and can't find where they left the van, and it's no wonder because their map looks like this. Then they lose the map too and fight about that for a while, but then it's revealed that Shaggy and Scooby ate the map?
I ate it, man! Scooby and I ate it! With Tabasco! Yeah, Rabasco!
Ooh, I'll be right back. I gotta get my dinner out of the oven. This is a stupid bit.
All the characters are really mean to each other in this. Most of the time spent so far has just been everybody arguing in the woods.
You have no idea where the mystery machine is. Why is it you're the one who's always driving anyway?
Oh, is that how it is? Well, listen here, Ms. Smarty Pants. Maybe if you chip in for gas every once in a while, you could drive.
Yeah, there's weirdly a lot of this. Hey guys, it's Tad from the future here. I finally watched the Blair Witch Project, and I decided to come back in time to stop myself from embarrassing myself on the internet.
The original film has a lot of them arguing in the woods, which is why it's so prevalent here. In fact, a lot of stuff here is taken directly from the source material. Interviewing locals at the beginning, the Scooby Snacks rock piles in the original, the map getting lost, a lot of the shots are actually almost identical to the original film. It's an incredibly faithful parody that tells basically the same story, just with a funny talking dog and friends.
Well, now that I've spared myself from years of humiliation, back to the video. What a weirdo.
Then some more spooky stuff happens, Scooby gets lost for a bit, there's some more scary monster sounds in the woods.
Sorry, gang. Like it's just our stomachs.
They do a lot of these bait and switch jokes throughout the special, where this spooky thing is happening and it's revealed to just be Scooby and Shaggy. This might get old in a normal episode, but since this aired in chunks throughout commercial breaks, I still think it's fun. Eventually it's morning, they find their footprints and find out they've been going in circles. Fred starts to panic in this really weird animation, and then it's night again. Oh yeah, and Scrappy Doo shows up at one point too.
Daphne, wait! Daphne, come back! Daphne, stop! It's just Scrappy Doo! I know!
I really like this trend of later Scooby-Doo media endlessly bullying Scrappy Doo. I long for the day Scooby-Dum finally gets his due. They come across an old house and they do the usual thing where the monster chases them and they run through the doors, but it's really cool to see it done with this style.
Shaggy, what are you doing in the corner?
I'm scared, man! Like scared!
I'm sorry, this is the funniest frame I've ever seen from anything.
This is just a powerful image. I think I've found my new desktop wallpaper. They capture the monster and unmask him to reveal...
And the monster is... just some guy.
Untie me, you intrusive kids!
Some guy.
Well, if you didn't do it, then who?
Was found beside a dirt road. Search parties have spent several days searching the woods and found hundreds of Scooby Snacks, but no trace of the teenage sleuths have been found.
The end. No, really, that's how it ends. So that was the Scooby Doo Project. Stop eating that! No! Ow! So that was the Scooby Doo Project. Watching it as an adult, I really admire the writing and animation style, but I can't help but wonder just how many children were terrified by this thing.
Scooby-Doo has had its fair share of spooky moments, but it is just a cartoon. Here, things feel a lot more real. The realistic setting clashing with the animated characters really adds a more unnerving vibe. It doesn't stop at just the visual style, though. The characters feel a lot more realistic, too. The voice actors do a really fantastic job here. It's really uncomfortable hearing these beloved children's characters expressing real fear, as opposed to their usual cartoonish screams.
Maybe this time we shouldn't have meddled. We shouldn't have meddled.
And all of this is a great thing, by the way. I like how they leaned into it so much and really weren't afraid to horrify the children watching.
I didn't watch this when it originally aired. I didn't have Cartoon Network at the time, but I was terrified from that live-action Scooby-Doo movie teaser. I remember sleeping under the covers for a year, scared that the bad CGI Scooby-Doo was gonna come in my room in the middle of the night.
So yeah, if I saw this special when it originally aired when I was a little kid, I probably would have been messed up for life, but that's besides the point. I still do fully support terrifying children. Maybe not terrifying, just like regular scaring is fine. I would not be the person I am today if I didn't spend a full year hiding under my blanket from CGI Scooby Doo in the middle of the night. Is that a bad thing? But you know, watching the special has actually made me quite a bit curious, so I think I am finally going to watch the Blair Witch Project. I like the one with Scooby Doo in it better.